Hello, today I'm going to be teaching you how to install Codeuino's social platform donut onto Linux, so let's get into it. The first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to install Git and Node.js onto your system. So if you're on OpenSUSE, the best way to do that is use the package manager. So use the command sudo zyper git or in git, and that will install git. But since I already have it installed, I'm just gonna X that out. You're also gonna need, so to install Node.js, you're gonna want to open up a console. You're gonna want to use the command sudo zyper in, and then Node.js 8, and after you put in your password, it will install. But since I already have it installed, I'm just going to X this out. Now remember, those commands will only work if you're on OpenSUSE. If you are in any other Linux distribution, you're going to have to use the correct commands for your distribution or package manager. So now that we have Git and Node.js installed so we can use their commands, we're going to go to your web browser and you're going to go to GitHub, and then after you're at GitHub, you're going to want to type in the command search bar Codeuino / social platform donut, and then there should be the repository. Now after you're on the repository page, you're going to want to fork it. Since I already have it forked, I'm just going to go to the repository directly. Now after you have the repository forked, you're going to want to take this git clone command from the readme, and then you're going to open up a console or terminal or whatever you use, and you're going to use the command git clone, then the link, and change username with your GitHub username, and it'll start cloning. After the repository is cloned, you're going to want to go to your console, and you're going to use and then open up a file manager, and on your home the cloned repository should be right there. Open up the folder and then copy the link and use command cd, then the link, and then after you are in the social platform donut folder, you're going to use command git checkout development, so now that you're in development, you're going to use command npm install. After you're in the development branch, you're going to want to use command cd client, and then you're going to use command npm install. Okay, so we're going to need to install MongoDB on our system for the next step, so let's get to that. Now to install MongoDB onto OpenSUSE, it was a bit hard and I do not remember exactly how I did it. Hopefully it's easier for other distributions, but what I did is I found this Stack Overflow website. I'm gonna put it in the description, and I copied this command and used it in my console. And then after I ran the command, if I remember, so you go into your YAST. After you get into your YAST, you want to go to software management. And then after it loads, you would type in MongoDB, and then in there you should find the MongoDB files. Since I haven't installed, I'm going to accept. Hopefully it's easier for other distributions. OpenSUSE Tumbleweed is not officially supported, so it was a bit hard to get it working. But to make sure that you got your MongoDB working, use command system ctl MongoDB, or system ctl start MongoDB. And then after you have it started, you're going to use command mongo, and it will start using the Mongo shell, which is a requirement for Codeuino. So since we have this working, we're just going to minimize that. And now we're going to make a credentials.js file. And how you want to do that is you want to open up your text file, like something like LibreOffice, a writer program, so you can and then you want to copy this in the README in the development branch server folder. And after you copy that, you're going to want to paste it into your document. And then after you paste it in, what you're going to want to do is you're going to save as, turn it to a type.txt file, get rid of the automatically select file type extension, and then here you're going to type credential. I want to make sure I spell it correctly, because if you don't spell it correctly, it causes some issues. So credential.js, and then you're going to save it into your Social Donut platform server folder. And then after you do that, you gotta start filling in the keys needed for it to work. Now after you create the credentials.js file, you want to take this, you're going to cut it, and in the server config file, you're going to paste it. You want to make sure that it's in the config folder. Now the first key we're going to get is the GitHub authentication key. So how you get that is you go to GitHub, and then you click on your profile picture in the top right corner, and then click on settings, and then you want to go to developer settings, and auth apps are right there. You want to click on that, and you're going to want to create a new app. So now you want to give the application a name. So I'm going to name it video test for this video. For the home page, I'm just going to put the Codeuino.org website. It doesn't really matter what you put in there because it won't affect much. You might give it a description if you want. Then you're going to need to put a callback URL. I'm going to use localhost 8080/home. You're going to register the application, and you'll get your client ID and your secret ID. So you're going to copy this client ID and go to your credential.js file. Delete this front part that says secret, like secret key. That does not help us all, so we're going to get rid of that. And then under the GitHub client ID spot, inside the quotation things, we're going to put our client ID. Then we're going to put our secret ID in GitHub client secret. And then we're going to save. Now you're going to go to the README in the server folder of Social Donut Platform in GitHub, and then you're going to copy this URL, and in our text file, we're going to replace it with db URL. We're going to save. Now, next we're going to get the Facebook key. So how you do that is you go to developers.facebook.com, and this will require you to have a Facebook account. But after you're on this page, you're going to click on My Apps, and you're going to create a app. I'm going to give it the name that you want. Then you're going to complete a security check, and it might ask for your password and stuff. But now we got the app thing. So now we're going to go to Settings Advanced, and after it loads, is it a native or desktop app? Yes, it is. Is the app secret embedded into the client? Yes. And then we're going to go to basic, or we're going to stay on the page, and we're going to save our changes, and we're going to go to the basic spot. And we're going to, after that loads, we will copy our app ID, and under Facebook client ID, we're going to paste that ID there. And then we're going to click show on the show secret, and we're going to copy this, and we're going to put it into the Facebook client secret spot. We're going to save. So next, let's get the Google secret. Now to get the Google secret ID, what you're going to need to do is go to Google and you type in OAuth 2.0 Google, and the top result should be a developers.google.com page that has something for authentication 2.0. And when you got here, you're going to, when you're on this article, you can read it if you want a very in-depth details about what this is. Or we're just going to click on the link to Google API Console, and that will take us to their console. And then we're going to go click on this thing by the top left corner by Google APIs. We're going to click on it, and we're going to make a new project. We're going to give it a name. And then we're going to create. Now in our notifications, it'll tell us when it created the project. This could take a minute, but after the project is created, we're going to click on that, and right here we have our project ID and the project number for in the project info spot, and we're just going to replace that Google Secret Client ID with the project ID, and then the project number is our secret. We're going to paste that in there. We're going to save. Next, we're going to need to get the Vapid keys. Now to get the Vapid keys, we're going to go to onto Google, and we're going to type Vapid keys Linux and go to the top result. Should have the website should be npmjs.com/package/webpush. After we're here, we'll go down to the usage spot, but after we're here, we're gonna copy the npm install webpush -g command. We're gonna go to a console, and we're gonna paste that into there, and then we're gonna go cd, or we're gonna sudo it. And then after it's installed, we're going to use this command, webpush generate vapid keys. Go back to our command, put that in there, and then it will create for us the public key. We're going to copy this and put it into the vapid keys spot for the public spot. And then we're going to copy the private key and paste that into private vapid keys. And then we're gonna save. We got the credentials.js file all ready. But after we have the credentials file all filled out with what we need, we're gonna open up another command prompt, and we're gonna make sure that Mongo is in fact running. We're gonna make sure npm is installed. So we're gonna use npm install. Or right, we're gonna need the cd social, or go to your location of your social donut platform, and then when we're in here, we're gonna go to the server folder, and then we're gonna use the command npm install to make sure npm is installed. And then we're going to use the command npm start. Now there's a problem in my credentials file, and I think I fixed it, so we're going to use npm start. And yep, so I fixed the syntax error. There was this quotation was not together with this, breaking the file. So you want to make sure that everything is in fact in there correctly. But now we have our npm running. We're going to go to our command. We're going to go localhost 3000. And as you can see, it is in fact working. So now that we have that done, we're going to go to the client folder. So after we're in the client folder, we're going to open up a console, and we're going to use the command cd location of your social platform donut, and then go in the client folder as well. We're going to use npm install. So after npm is installed, we're going to use, I already had npm install. If anyone's wondering why my thing looks different, I'm going to use the command npm run serve, and this should start the development server. And if we did everything correctly, it should work. And as it's building, now that it's running, we can go to our browser, and we're going to use localhost 8080. And as you can see, the Donut platform page is working. But so this is the video of how to install social platform Donut. If it helped you, please leave a like. If you have any problems, try to get in touch with Codeuino. And hope you're ready to start contributing or using social platform Donut. Happy coding.